drama team and art teacher for this fun performance. As you know, TEDx is an event that aims to share the most creative, inspiring, and thought-provoking ideas on a global platform. This platform, which believes ideas can change the world, reaches millions of people every year. We are proud to host one of the more than 3,000 TEDx events held annually.
Bu eğlenceli performans için drama ekibimize ve hocamıza teşekkür ediyorum. Bilindiği gibi TEDx, dünyadaki en yaratıcı, ilham verici ve düşünceye değer fikirleri global platformlarda yayınlamayı amaçlayan bir etkinliktir. Fikirlerin dünyayı değiştirebileceğine inanan bu etkinlik her yıl milyonlarca insana hitap ediyor. Her yıl 3000'den fazlası düzenlenen bu TEDx etkinliklerinden birine ev sahipliği yapmanın gururunu yaşıyoruz.
The world doesn't belong only to us. Every bird song, every living species plays a role in keeping this planet in balance. But this balance is getting weaker. Species are disappearing one by one, and its affects our future. Our next speaker will talk about this. Let's welcome Hüseyin Baştürk to the stage with applause for his talk on the extinction of species and its effects.
Dünya yalnızca bizim değil. Her kuşun ötüşü, her canlı türünün varlığı bu gezegenin dengesini koruyor. Ama bu denge gitgide bozuluyor. Türler birbiri yok oluyor ve bu geleceğimizi etkiliyor. Sıradaki konuşmacımız bundan bahsedecek. Türlerin yok oluşu ve bunun etkileri konusuyla Yiğit Hüseyin Baştürk'ü alkışlarınızla sahneye davet ediyoruz.
Hello everyone, my name is Yiğit, and I'm going to ask you all a question. What is one of the biggest problems of today? You're probably going to say some political issues, or economic ones. And I'm not saying those aren't important, but let's put those aside for now. I'm going to talk about the extinction of species and its impacts. The extinction of species is a growing crisis that threatens the balance of life on our Earth, and its consequences could be far more severe than many realize. Throughout history, species have gone extinct naturally, but today, human activities have accelerated this process at an alarming rate. Deforestation, habitat destruction, pollution, overexploitation, climate change, and the introduction of invasive species are some of the primary causes of extinction today. As human populations expand, forests are cleared for agriculture and urbanization, leaving countless species without homes. The Amazon rainforest, often called the lungs of Earth, is shrinking rapidly, pushing unique species like the golden lion tamarind closer to extinction. Pollution, especially chemical waste and plastic, affects marine life, as seen in the decline of sea turtles that mistake plastic for food. Scientists have found plastic inside the stomachs of whales, seabirds, and fish, hinting at how severe the problem has become. Climate change further amplifies these issues. As temperatures rise and weather patterns shift, more species are forced into extreme conditions of survival, like the polar bears that struggle to find ice in the Arctic. One of the most tragic cases of human-caused extinction is the case of the passenger pigeons. Passenger pigeons were once one of the most abundant species of bird in North America. They wandered in flocks, and their numbers were in the billions. But due to overhunting for food and sports, combined with the massive habitat destruction, their numbers declined. By the end of the 19th century, there were very few passenger pigeons left, and in 1914, the last passenger pigeon, named Martha, passed away in captivity. This serves as a stark reminder of how human activities can cause the extinction of a species in mere decades. Does this affect us? Of course, it does. The extinction of species is not just an environmental issue. It has profound consequences in human life as well. Every species plays a significant role in their ecosystem, and one's disappearance can cause a ripple effect. The loss of pollinators, like bees and butterflies, threatens global food security, as they are essential for crop production. If bees were to disappear completely, there will be drastic changes in the availability of fruits, vegetables, and nuts, leading to food shortages and economic problems. The disappearance of predators, such as wolves, can lead to the overpopulation of some species. disrupting entire ecosystems. One of the most famous examples of this is the reintroduction of the grey wolves to the Yellowstone National Park, which help control elk populations and restore balance. Without wolves, elk had overgrazed vegetation, damaging rivers and affecting other wildlife. Additionally, biodiversity loss reduces nature's ability to provide clean air, water, and medicine, directly affecting human health and economies. However, despite the grim reality, there are solutions that can help mitigate extinction rates, protecting habitats through conservation efforts, creating wildlife corridors, and establishing national parks can create safe environments for endangered species. Stronger laws against illegal poaching and stricter regulations of pollution can also make a significant impact. Addressing climate change through the reduction of carbon emissions and promoting sustainable practices is also another crucial step. Governments, organizations, and individuals must work together to implement these solutions. What do we do for this problem? Do we do anything? Of course. There are many projects around the world and in Turkey that focus on protecting endangered species. One example is the efforts to save the northern bald ibis, a critically endangered bird species that were once extinct in the wilds of Turkey. Thanks to careful conservation work, small populations have recovered. Another significant project is the protection of the loggerhead sea turtle in the Mediterranean, where organizations like Bekamer monitor nesting sites and make sure the hatchlings reach to the sea safely. These efforts are essential, as sea turtles face many threats, ranging from habitat destruction, pollution, and fishing nets. Globally, projects like the giant panda conservation in China and rhino protection initiatives in Africa have returned species from the brink of extinction. Yet another example is the California condor. In the 1980s, there were fewer than 30 condors left in the wild, but thanks to careful conservation work, like habitat restoration and controlled breeding programs, their numbers have increased to several hundred in the present. Who does these projects? Who conducts these events? There are many organizations around the world and in Turkey that play a vital role in the conservation of wildlife and ecosystems. In Turkey, Nature Conservation Center, or DKM, focuses on biodiversity conservation and sustainable land management. They conduct scientific researches, work with the local communities to promote conservation-friendly practices, and monitor species populations. Internationally, groups like the World Wildlife Fund focuses on protecting endangered species through climate change action, habitat preservation, and anti-poaching initiatives. Well, what can we do by ourselves? It's actually really simple. We can fund to the charity focus on wildlife conservation and volunteer for the events they conduct. You can also adapt an amount from the sites of the Wildlife Fund and take care of them financially. Yes, these efforts might look small, but remember, in the end, they are a stepping stone for a brighter future. In summary, the extinction of species is a major global crisis caused by human activities and goes beyond just the loss of animals and plants. It affects human survival, economies, and ecosystems. Fortunately, we can take immediate action through conservation efforts, stricter regulations, and sustainable practices to protect the rich biodiversity of our world for future generations. Remember, the fight against extinction is not just about protecting species, it's about protecting the delicate balance of life on our earth. Türkçe özetlemek gerekirse, canlıların soylarının tükenme hızı, insanların kendi konforu için yaptığı, fakat doğa için sıkıntı barındıran aktivitelerden dolayı artmaktadır. Bunlar nelerdir? İklim değişikliği, fazla avlanma ve kirlilik, bunlardan sadece birkaçıdır. Canlıların soylarının tükenmesi sadece çevresel bir sorun da değildir. İnsan hayatı üzerinde çok sayıda etkisi bulunmaktadır. Dünya üzerinde ve ülkemizde çok sayıda organizasyon bu konu hakkında çalışmalar yürütmektedir. Peki, biz ne yapabiliriz? Biz ise bu organizasyonların yürüttüğü çalışmalara maddi destek verebilir ve bu çalışmalar için gönüllü olabiliriz. Unutmayalım ki, canlıların soylarının tükenmesine karşı olan savaş sadece türleri korumak için değildir. Aynı zamanda dünyamızdaki yaşamın dengesini de korumak içindir. Thanks for listening. Beni dinlediğiniz için teşekkür ederim.